A Michigan town has voted to block one of their Muslim residents from building a summer camp for fear that is an ISIS training camp. Now, David Salah, who is an American citizen and immigrated to the United States from Lebanon when he was 8 years old, wanted to build a summer getaway on his 150-acre property in Lupton, a rural Michigan town. Now, Salah, who has a family of mixed religions, wanted to open a site for his son and daughter to bring their scout troops and also rent it out to other youth groups as an income stream as he nears retirement. Now, when residents caught wind of this, they were fearful that it would become an ISIS hotbed. Let's take a look at one of those residents now.
Hi, I'm from Ogama County here, and I've lived here most of my life. I like it. It's country. You don't have close neighbors. People don't butt into your business.
A few moments later.
This new development they're talking about, I'm concerned about it because I'd like to know more facts. And I'd like to know more about the background before this is established. I'm a very skeptical person. I usually don't believe people until that I'm sure they're telling the truth.
So we don't butt into people's business, but I'm very concerned about what this one man who doesn't look like the rest of us is doing. Yeah. It's basically what she's saying.
Yeah, she's not interested in people's business who look like her. Mm-hmm. Right, that's important.
That's true. Yeah. So look, if it ever becomes the case that there is actually a camp where ISIS fighters are training, and you actually have video of grown men wearing ISIS-y clothing, marching around and doing zip lining and stuff like that, okay, rate it. I totally agree, rate it. But the idea that they actually believe, like they said, that ISIS is going to come through the southern border, you got to watch out for it. They think it's already happened. They think that they have set up little communities where Sharia, they said Sharia's hit Seattle. Seattle's being ruled by Sharia. Seattle.
Right.
They actually believe all this bullshit.
But in all fairness to her, she got her information from very reputable sources. So let's see what she has to say about that.
I listen to the news, all the news channels, and they tell that there's ISIS in every state in Michigan, or every state in the United States, and they show pictures of training camps in New York and different places. I would like to know, how do these camps get into a community? How does the community accept the fact that they have them in their community?
This is important. She listens to all the news. And luckily for us, we have access to all of the news. Let's put that on now.
There's a group called the Clarion Project, which is dedicated to exposing the dangers of Islamic extremists. Recently, we asked Clarion to pinpoint for us 5 dangerous situations here in the USA. The first one is in Hancock, New York. What's going up in Hancock?
There's actually a place there called Islamburg. They have a sign that says, "Welcome to Islamburg," engaging in guerrilla warfare training at that Islamburg compound.
Okay, so Islamburg, upstate New York. Now we have the Dar el Hara Islamic Center in Falls Church, Virginia. What's going on there?
Right, a history of radical leadership over there. Anwar al-Awlaki used to be their imam before he went over and he joined Al-Qaeda.
All right, the third one is one I mentioned last night in Brooklyn, New York with John Stossel. It's the Masjid at-Taqwa Mosque. What's going on here?
That's led by Suraj Wahaj, one of the most radical imams in the country, yet he manages to be a rock star.
Then there's another one in New York City. This is in Jamaica, Queens, the Islamic Circle of North America. What's this all about?
This is a major organization with origins in Pakistan with an Islamist group over there.
All right, and finally, and this is the most controversial one, you have CARE, the Council on American-Islamic Relations. And they've been on this program. They do a lot of media. And what are you saying, that they're a dangerous group?
Yes, they are basically a political influence operation of the Muslim Brotherhood, according to the Justice Department, not according to me.
This is pretty frightening stuff. This is the rest of them that we didn't talk about. This is the map that all of these have radical Muslim mosques or operations in all of those towns, and it's amazing. Look at them.
So that's the equivalent of saying, hey, let's go with all those extremist Christian organizations. Well, there you got Pat Robertson, right? Mm-hmm. You got all the top, John Hagee. So that's all you would do. These people, and then you show them saying they're calling out, they want us to nuke Muslim countries. They said, I got video.
Execute
they say
gays.
We should kill gay people. We got to.
We can do that.
That's all they're doing.
Lines on a map.
They're going to find conservative Muslims, just like there's conservative Christians, and they're trying to say they're scary, and they are scary because they're different.
Yeah.
Right.
And I would say because they're very religious and genuine about it. So they're scary. I
Yes.
wouldn't want to be in any of those mosques, nor would I want to be in many of the extreme churches around this country.
Exactly. Right.
Fundamentalism is scary. That's why we oppose it on this program constantly.
Fundamentalism, yes.
Yeah, my favorite part of that is that she said she watches all the news, and basically I think she just means Fox News, but I could see how that could be confusing. Another resident posed some of his concerns, and he said, is there anything written on paper that says this isn't going to be turned into a terrorist training facility? I guess when you want to present a permit and get a permit or something like that, you now have to clarify this is not going to be a terrorist camp. I don't think that applies to everybody, I'm going to guess.
No. I searched because I was worried. I didn't find any evidence written down that they weren't going to breed graboids from the Tremors movie series at this camp. I couldn't find any evidence.
There's a lot of concerns, I think, when it comes to some of these camps.
14 years ago, a couple of knuckleheads with box cutters fly some planes into a building in New York City, which we should have stopped them, but they didn't. And here we are, still afraid of shit. They're still there. Not one more goddamn attack. Nothing's happening. We've been bombing the Middle East nonstop, by the way, ever since that happened. Even before, we've been nonstop bombing the Middle East. But they're the terrorists. They're the ones that we should be afraid of because a couple of them had box cutters one day and they struck back.
Yeah.
Right, and you said something about being scared about fundamentalists. This guy doesn't even, abide by those things. He says he's not a pious Muslim. A lot of his family isn't even Muslim, and so
It's for Boy
it's
Scouts.
just because he looks different that they're freaking out.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and I kind of trust the woman. I think she could watch all the news agencies and she could be misled fundamentally by all of the news agencies.
Yes.
Because look, you can watch CNN and believe that every plane in the world is crashing or missing at any given time. Like, you can believe crazy things and watch NBC and watch CNN. I agree with Hannah. She probably mostly watches Fox. Let's keep it real. But like, just because you see the video, you just believe. Like, I saw Jurassic World. I'm not that scared about dinosaurs. Sometimes things on TV aren't true. And also, by the way, you can go through Michigan any given day. Go in the woods of Michigan and you will see people marching around with AK-47s. They're called militias in Michigan, and they are scary, but they're also Christian and right-wing. And for some reason, when Timothy McVeigh was training with militias, that sort of training camp is totally fine, even if it produces extremists that kill between 100 and 200 Americans. And yet, if you try to get Boy Scouts to whittle, then you're suspect.
So all those people with the Confederate flag and the Nazi flag and the KKK hood, they don't scare them.
No.
Not
a little
afraid.
bit.
Oh, yeah, they're not going to kill me, so who gives a shit?